Let learning be a joy and teaching a pleasure. Here we are with remote teaching and learning process to bridge the gap. Happy learning, students. A very warm welcome to all the students of Standard 8th. Today we shall continue with our English prose chapter, that is The Happy Prince, which is written by Oscar Wilde. Previously, we have studied the first half of our chapter. Today, we shall complete the entire chapter. Let's have a quick summary of the first half of our English prose chapter, The Happy Prince. Before we lead to our part 2, we will have a quick recall of our chapter that we studied. So the chapter title is The Happy Prince and it is written by Oscar Wilde. To know more about Oscar Wilde, we came to know that he is a famous writer and he used to like to write a lot of short stories and poems. Also, his stories or poems were mostly emphasized on values. Okay, so as I mentioned earlier in the previous video that this particular story, The Happy Prince, is an fairy tale. Okay, and maybe your grandparents must have told you a story regarding to this. So we will continue with part 2 today, but let us recall and let us try to understand the events that took place in part 1. So we met these two characters. The first one was the Happy Prince, and the next, as the story proceeded, we met a new character, that is the little bird. So firstly, the statue. Okay, the statue of the Happy Prince was described. It was covered with gold and jewels. Okay, and it was looking so bright and so beautiful that people always used to appreciate and always used to look at this Happy Prince and used to tell their children if they are crying that why can't you all be like this Happy Prince. Okay, and then one night we see that this little bird was searching for a place to stay, and his friends had gone away, but he had stayed behind for 6 weeks, and therefore he was searching a good place so that he can stay tonight. And then he saw the statue and he decided that since the statue is very huge and that statue was very huge, okay, as mentioned, as shown in the picture, and therefore he decided to stay there because he thought that he will get plenty of fresh air. And then he landed between the feet of the Happy Prince to sleep, and he also imagined that today he has got a golden bedroom. Okay, then as soon as he was trying to sleep, we see that 3 drops of water fell on him, and for him it was very strange because it was not dark at all. The clouds were not dark at all, and it was not even raining. So how come this 3 drops was falling on him? Then he thought for himself that I can't stay here if this particular statue cannot protect me at all. Then as soon as he got up, what did he observe is that this Happy Prince, the statue, is crying, and therefore this Happy Prince face was full of tears. Then this little bird felt sorry for him and asked, "Who are you?" And then later we see that this Happy Prince described himself that he used to live in palace and he never got to see the pain people used to suffer. And since he was staying in his palace, he was enjoying with his little world that was given for him, and therefore he never mostly tears were, or what people problems were. And therefore now when he has become a statue, and it is so used that he is able to see the problems and suffering of the people all around. Then later we see that he is convincing, is trying to tell this little bird if he can help whatever he is seeing. For example, he tells this little princess that there is a poor house in a street and an open window, and a woman is stitching a gown for a queen lady for a dance in the palace, and her little boy is ill. And therefore this happy prince is trying to convince this little bird that can you please help me, and can you please take this red jewel which was hung on his waist, can you take out this jewel and give it to that poor house. And then we see that this swallow, this little bird, replies back that he wants to get back home. But then the happy prince convinces and tries to tell him to help him, because since he is dead, since the happy prince is dead, he can't go anywhere, and therefore then the little bird decides to help this happy prince. And then the next day he takes out this red jewel that was hung around his waist. He takes the jewel and then he goes to that house and gives that jewel, and he does not give, he just places it on the table. And when he was going over there, he seen that okay, there was a dance happening. He heard a sound of a dance that was happening in that palace, and also he flew and then he reached that house, and the boy was lying, and since the mother was tired, she was taking rest. Then he kept that red jewel on the table, and he flew around the bed, moving the air around the boy's face with his wing. And then we see that later this boy was feeling well, and he feels and he tells that now he is feeling better, and he is telling that I am getting better now. So now while coming, he decides to take bath in the river, and a clever man observes this little bird, and even he felt it very strange that how come during this season what this swallow is doing here, and therefore he decides to write about this. Then the swallow decides that today for sure I am going back to Egypt. But then when he returned back to this happy prince, the little bird asked the happy prince that can I do something in Egypt? So this happy prince said, no, I don't want anything. I want to do something over here in my city and not in Egypt. And therefore he convinced the little bird to stay for one more night. But this little bird wanted to go back anyhow today, back to Egypt. Then the happy prince tells him that far away there is a young writer in the little room who is feeling very cold, and since it is so cold he is not able to buy wood for fire, and he is weak and hungry. So can you wait for one night, and can you help me by giving something? Now let's see what this happy prince is giving this young writer, whether the little bird, the swallow, is helping the happy prince, or the swallow decides to go back home. Okay. English Unit 2.5, The Happy Prince, and it is written by Oscar Wilde. I am Miss Daisel De Silva, presenting y'all the chapter The Happy Prince Part 2. I request everyone to open your English textbook to page number 48. So let's continue with the second part of of our chapter, The Happy Prince, written by Oscar Wilde. So previously, in our previous video, the last part was, since this little bird wanted to go back to Egypt, he was very confused whether to help this happy prince or not. And this happy prince, first he met this young boy who was ill, and this mother who was stitching a dress for a lady, for a queen, to attend a dance in a palace. The second help the happy prince wanted to do was to help this young writer who is in a little room at the top of the house, and since it is so cold he was not able to write, and since he had no money, there was no fire so that he can buy wood, and he was so weak and hungry. But we will see that whether this little bird is helping the happy prince or not. I will wait with you for one more night, said the swallow kindly. So at last this little bird agreed to wait for one more day. What shall I take to him? Now this little bird is asking him that what shall I take to him? First he had given his red jewel. Now let's see. Take him one of my eyes, said the prince. The prince is so helpful, we see. Now he is telling to take one of his eyes. Okay? They are made of beautiful blue stones. The young man can sell it and buy wood and food. See this little statue, this youth statue can see the pain of the people. Also sometimes children, it is very important for us to see the pain of others and try to help them by not giving them money, but try to understand the problem, and if we can do something, we can definitely do something. Okay, so this happy prince tells this little bird that if you can give this blue stone, he can sell it and buy wood, because it is cold, so he can bring wood and he can warm himself by firing up, okay, and food. He can finish his story. Take out your eye, dear prince, said the swallow. Okay, now the happy prince is telling the little bird that at least he can finish his story, so you please take out my eye. I cannot do that, and he began to cry. So the little bird, even though it is a bird, it has feelings, and the little bird replied back to him that he can't do that, he can't remove out your eyes, and he began to cry. Do it, said the prince. But the happy prince said, you just do it. Okay, so the swallow took out the prince's eyes and flew away to the young man's room. It was easy to get in because there was a hole in the roof. The young man was sitting with his head in his hand, so he did not hear the bird's wings. When he looked up, a beautiful blue jewel was lying on the dead flowers. So now the little bird agreed, and then he took out this blue jewel, and then he flew away to the young man's house, and it was very easy for him to go inside since there was a small hole so that he could enter. And the young man is described as tense. He's sitting with his head in his hand, like a lot of tension. Often when we feel tense, we hold our head with our hands. Okay, similarly this young man also was in that position, so he did not hear the bird's wing. When he looked up, a beautiful blue jewel was lying on the dead flower. So when he looked up, okay, what did he observe? That there was a blue jewel that was lying on the dead flowers. Dead flowers means these flowers, when we don't put water in that pot of flowers or plants, it often dies. Okay, so that over there near the flowers, he looked up and he saw a beautiful jewel lying over there. Okay, you all can observe the picture of a young man. Someone likes my stories, he cried happily. This is a gift from someone who has read my books. Now I can finish writing this story. So now see, this young man was so happy that since he has got this blue stone, he can buy some food for him, he can buy some wood for him so that he can feel warm, and he thinks that maybe someone who reads my book is trying to help me, and now he can finish writing his story. On the next day, the swallow flew down to the river. He watched the seaman working on the ship. I am going to Egypt, he cried, but no one listened to him. So the next morning, when he was near the river, he watched a seaman working on the ship, and he was trying his level best. He cried out, but no one listened to him. He wanted to go back to Egypt, okay, but no one was listening to him. Okay, now a particular bird can't talk over here. It is an imaginary story happening over here. Okay, let's move ahead. When the moon came up, he flew back to the happy princess. Now it is a dark time, and therefore he decided that now there is no luck to go back to Egypt. Let me go back to my happy prince. I have come to say goodbye to you, he said. Now this little bird, he since it is dark, he came and he said to the happy prince that I have come here to say goodbye to you. Little bird, said the prince. Now the happy prince is trying to convince him again. He's telling the little bird to stay with me for one more night. So he's saying, little bird, said the prince, please will you stay with me for one more night? This happy prince wants to help so many people who are unhappy, and since he is dead, he can't do anything, and so he is requesting this little bird that can you please stay with me for one more night. First he helped the boy who is ill. The second one was the young man. Now let's see who he wants to help. It is winter, answered the swallow. The snow will come soon. Now this particular bird was feeling very cold since it is winter. He wanted to go back to Egypt because Egypt can give him that warmness, and therefore he said that it is winter and it will snow very soon, and maybe the little bird cannot handle this winter, cannot handle this temperature, and therefore he said that he wanted to go back to Egypt because the snow will come soon. In Egypt, the sun is warm and the trees are green. Okay, so he is telling that in Egypt the sun is warm there, and here in this city the snow is going to come, and it is so cold that I even can't live here. Dear prince, I must leave you, but I will never forget you. So this little bird at last he decides that I am sorry, I need to leave you, but I will never forget you. Now let's see further whether he is accepting the request of the happy prince. Okay, we'll move ahead. So before this little bird leaves, the happy prince start telling another incident or another event he has seen with his eyes. One of his eyes he has given. Now the remaining eyes, from that one little eyes, he is narrating another incident where he is hoping that maybe this little bird can help him. So let's see what is another problem. A little girl is standing there in the square below. She is selling eggs. Her eggs have fallen on the ground and they are broken. So another problem was, now see, he has helped the young boy Then the young writer, now he wanted to help this little girl who is selling eggs, and while she was selling the eggs, maybe the eggs must have fallen down on the ground and they all are broken. She has no money to take home. Her father will hate her. So much concern, so much love this happy prince is having for this little girl. Since all the eggs have fallen down, she has no money to give back home. And if she doesn't give money to her father, maybe her father will hit her. Take out my other eye and give it to her. I will stay with you for one more night, said the swallow. So at last, the little bird agreed and he said that, okay, I will stay here for one more night, but I cannot take your other eye. The first one, the red jewel, was given to the boy who was ill. Then one of his blue stone was given to the boy, the young man who was a writer. Now third, he wanted to help this little girl who was selling eggs, and unfortunately these eggs were broken while selling, and since she did not have any money to take, so the happy prince is telling this little bird that you have to take out my other eye. You will not be able to see. The little bird is saying that if I remove out your other eye, you won't be able to see anything. Do it, said the prince. But still the happy prince said, it's fine completely, but I just want to help these people, so just do it. So the swallow took out the prince's other eye and flew down with it. He flew to the girl and put the jewel in her hand. This is a beautiful piece of glass, cried the little girl. She ran home laughing. Okay, now the little bird decided to stay, and therefore the next day the little bird took out the other blue stone, and the little bird gave it in the hand of this little girl, and she was so happy and she ran home laughing, and she was so happy that I won't get beatings from my father. Then the swallow flew back to the prince. You can't see now, he said, so I will stay with you. See, now this little bird finally decides to stay with this happy prince. Now he is telling the happy prince that now you can't see, and I will be there with you now. I won't leave you and go anywhere. No, said the poor prince, you must go to Egypt. I will stay with you, repeated the swallow, and he slept at the prince's feet. And the little bird has made up his mind, and he said that no, I will stay with you. Now you can't see anything at all. But the poor prince said, no, you don't stay with me. You please go back to Egypt, because it is going to snow over here. It is already winter and you are already feeling cold. But then this little bird said, no, I am going to stay here, and therefore he slept at the prince's feet. Okay. The next day he stayed with the prince. He told the prince stories about the strange lands that he knew. Dear little bird, said the prince, you are telling me about strange and wonderful things, but the suffering of men and women is strange than anything. Okay, so now the next day the little bird started telling his stories, and this happy prince replied back to him that these stories are strange and wonderful, but over here the suffering of men and women is strange than anything. Fly over my city, little bird. So now the happy prince cannot see at all, and therefore he is telling this little bird to fly over his city and not in Egypt. The little bird might be telling stories about his city, about his place, that is Egypt, but this happy prince is telling that, tell me, fly over my city, little bird, and tell me what all other problems people are facing. Tell me what you see there. So the swallow flew over the great city. He saw the poor people sitting at the gate. He flew into the dark streets and saw the white face of hungry children with sad eyes. So firstly he saw people, poor people are sitting at the gate, and secondly he saw that this poor little children are hungry with sad eyes. Under a bridge, two little boys were lying close together to keep warm. So all these incidents this little bird was observing. We are so hungry, they said. You cannot lie there, shouted a guard. Okay, so he was observing everything, and one of the guard came near these boys and warned them that you cannot sleep here or lie here. Okay, then the swallow flew back and told the prince, I am covered with fine gold, said the prince. Take it off piece by piece and give it to my poor people. Now since this happy prince cannot see, he decided that he told the little bird to observe, to fly over my city and tell me what all problem these people are facing, what all suffering these people are facing. And therefore he observed some people who are sitting on the street near the gate, some children who are hungry with sad eyes, and there are these two little boys who are sitting or sleeping close together to keep warm. Since it is winter, it was so cold, but there was a guard, you all can say a security person who was telling this little boy to get out from here and not to sleep over here. Okay, then he came back to the happy prince and he told the entire story, whatever this little bird saw. And then the happy prince replied back to the little bird that I am covered with fine gold. Okay, I am covered with fine gold. So take it off piece by piece and give it to my poor people. So now the red jewel is gone, the blue stones are gone. So since this statue is made up of pure gold, okay, he is telling that all over me I am filled with this gold. So now you remove it out piece by piece and give it the happy prince is telling to my poor people. Let's move ahead. The swallow pulled off the gold until the happy prince looked grey and ugly. So previously in part 1, the statue was described with this bright gold color, with these jewels and blue stones. And since this happy prince was trying to help these poor people, whatever gold was left all over his body, he was telling this little bird to take it off and help the poor people. So until the happy prince looked grey and ugly, whatever gold was there, whatever things was there on him, he gave it to the poor people. The swallow took the gold to the poor and the children's faces became bright. So this little bird helped. He took all the gold that was on the body, on the statue of the happy prince, and the children's faces became brighter. We have bread now, they cried. Since for so many days, maybe they must be not eating anything, and now they felt so happy that at last they got something to eat. Then the snow came. Ice followed the snow and hung down from the roofs of the house. Now the snow has finally arrived, and everywhere the city was covered with snow. Everyone wore thick coats, and everyone wore this coat to keep themselves warm. The little swallow became colder. because he loved him very much, but he was dying. He could have gone, my dear children, he could have gone back to Egypt to make himself warm, but he did not do that. He preferred to stay with the prince and help these poor people. But what we can see is that this little swallow was dying. Okay. Goodbye, dear prince, he said. I am glad that you are going to Egypt, said the prince. So this little bird is saying to the prince that goodbye, I'm going. And the happy prince replied back to him that I am so happy that you are finally going back to Egypt. You have stayed too long. Okay. I am not going to Egypt, said the swallow. So the little bird replied that I am not going back to Egypt. I am going to the house of God, because this particular environment, this particular temperature was not suitable for this little bird, and therefore he wanted to go back to Egypt. But he also wanted to help the happy prince, and therefore he was helping the happy prince. But since the snow had finally arrived, he could not stay for much long, and he replied to the happy prince that I am not going back to Egypt, I am going to the house of God. It fell down dead at his feet. Then there was a strange sound inside the statue. Crack, the metal heart broken into two pieces. So we see that this little bird finally died because this little bird was not able to balance himself, or you all can't say balance. This little bird was not able to handle this coldness, this temperature, and finally this little bird died. And since this statue was covered with gold, but this little bird helped poor people, the statue was complete grey and ugly. And since this statue was made up of metal, even though it is covered with gold, but the actual statue was made up of metal. As soon as the bird died at his feet, at whose feet? The happy prince feet, we see that a strange sound came from inside the statue, and the metal heart that was there in that statue, it broke into two pieces. So as soon as the bird died, after some times, this particular statue, it broke out, and the heart which was made up of broken pieces, it cracked down. Okay. Early the next morning, an important man in the city was walking below with two of his friends. So we see that next morning, an important man in the city was walking along with his friends, with his two friends. He looked up at the statue. The happy prince does not look very bright, he said. Whatever gold he had, he gave it to the poor people. And this important man and his two peoples who were walking on the street, they looked up at the statue and said that this statue does not look very bright at all. The red stone has disappeared. His eyes are not there, and he is not golden. So now these people who are observing the statue, they said that the red stone that was on his waist is disappeared. His eyes are not there, and whatever gold he was having all over his body, even that is missing. He looks like a beggar. So previously, everyone used to appreciate this happy prince. Okay, but now we see that not everyone, the three people who are observing this statue are telling each other that this particular statue is looking like a beggar. He is looking like a beggar. Yes, he does, said the man's friend. Here is a dead swallow at his feet, said the officer. Okay, so this his friend said, yes, of course, he looks like a beggar, and they also observed a dead swallow at his feet. We must make an order that birds cannot die here. They pulled down the statue of the happy prince and put it in the fire. So at last they decided to bring down the statue and burn it, okay, and put it in the fire. A stream of bright metal ran out. This is strange, said the workman. This broken pieces in the middle of the statue has stayed hard. We must throw it away. So now they brought down the statue and they put fire on it. And as soon as they put a fire on that statue, on that happy prince, a bright metal, a bright light, or you can see a bright metal ran out. It came out, okay, and all people over there felt that this is something strange, okay. This broken pieces in the middle of the statue had stayed hard. We must throw it away. So they threw it away with the dead bird, okay. So they threw the dead bird also and the statue also, okay. And the heart which was there in the dead man, in that statue was made up of this metal, and as soon as they burned it, and a bright metal ran out, and it was very difficult because some parts of the statue was very difficult to get melted. When we melt metal, when we burn metal, it gets melt. So when they were trying to burn this entire statue, some parts of that statue was not completely melt. Some were still the same, even though it was on fire. Some parts of that happy princess, not princess, the happy prince, some parts of that happy prince was not getting burned. Okay, so now they decided to throw it away with the dead bird. God said to his servants, bring me the two best things in the city. So God, now these two characters, the happy prince and the little bird, they are died, okay, they are dead, and these people had thrown them away, okay. So God ordered his servants, okay. Now you all know, once you all die, it is not the end of the world. You are going to get a new life. You are going to visit God, okay. So God ordered his servants that bring me the two best things in the city. They brought him the broken heart and the dead bird. So what the servants brought? They brought the broken heart and the dead bird. Yes, you have brought the right things, God said. This little swallow will sing forever in my garden, and the happy prince will stand in my city of God. So God said that excellent job, my servants. You all have brought the right thing. So what they have brought? They have brought this little swallow and the happy prince. Okay, and then the God said that this little swallow will sing forever in my garden, and the happy prince will stand in my city of gold. Okay, so now we see that since these people have thrown this swallow and the happy prince, they have gone to our God. Now since they are dead, okay, we see that they are getting another life. God has given them another life, and so therefore he tells his servant that you all have got the best thing, this little bird and the happy prince who will be with me, who will sing. This little bird will sing for me in the garden, and the happy prince will stand in my city of gold. So we see that after death is not the last phase. That is the new beginning. is written by Oscar Wilde. So what moral or what theme or what value did you all understand from this particular prose chapter? Is that helping others means you're helping yourself. Whatever good deeds you all are doing for others, God has more for you. So never hesitate yourself to help others. Never say that, no, he's not my friend, I won't help him. No, my dear friends, whatever, how much ever help you can give, always try to help your friends, your parents, your grandparents, and God will remember everything that you are doing. God is observing everyone, and whatever good things you are doing to others, He will give you good life. He will bring happiness in your life only if you do good for others. And therefore, in this chapter, in this prose chapter, which is written by Oscar Wilde, is giving us a value of helpfulness. I hope you all understood this chapter. This happy prince, even though it is dead, he is trying to see the pain. He is not only observing the pain, but he is helping so that they can have a happy life. Even though by giving out all the gold that was on him, he was looking ugly and he was looking like a beggar, people were saying, but still he was feeling happy from inside, because even though he is ugly, even though he has given everything, but he can see the smile